like the revolution is alive and well in Texas. Thank you for that very nice welcome. I want to thank Stacy and Amanda for the introduction. I want to thank my family for being here and my son Robert for giving us a very nice introduction. And Jeremy tipping you off about the details of how you win elections and get delegates. That's pretty important. It looks to me like freedom is still very popular, and I'm glad of that. You know, I think one of the candidates, I can't remember his name, but I think he dropped out of the race yesterday. I'm always asked, you know, in the last day, I was asked quite frequently by the media, you know, what does that mean? I said, well, there were 12 at one time. We're down to 3. It looks like we've gotten the field down. Well, then they call up and they say, when are you going to quit? And I said, I thought we were just getting started. We have a revolution to fight. We have a country to change. We need to change what's going on in this country. We might as well wait. We might as well get our balanced budget before we quit this kind of stuff. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and I welcome the enthusiasm and the encouragement, because there were a few years when I would go around the country talking about the same issues, and the crowds were a little smaller, and they were always polite. But the crowds now, people, when they ask about when are you going to drop out, I said, well, when nobody wants to support the cause of liberty. I said, but I said, in our case, we don't have a $4 million deficit in our campaign. Our numbers are growing. And the money's coming in, so I take that as a stamp of approval that there's a lot of people who care about freedom, and freedom is still popular. So we will keep going until we have victory. But it is great to see the enthusiasm and so much support from the young people. You know, there was one time in the 1960s they used to talk about the young people. They would say that if you were 20 years old and you weren't a liberal, you didn't have a heart. But they also said that if you were 40 and you didn't, and if you weren't a conservative, you didn't have a brain. But I say, why can't you have both and believe in freedom and the Constitution? Especially here in the last several years, things have changed quietly and steadily in a positive way. Although over the last 100 years has been pretty much downhill for the cause of the Republic. We have undermined our Republic. But in the last 4 years, something dramatic has happened. There was a campaign 4 years ago. There was a lot of people paying attention. There was a lot of interest. But all of a sudden, something happened. Many of the things that we have been talking about and warning about, especially the Austrian economists, talking about, you know, the danger of printing money and running up debts and doing all these things, and what would happen, we'd have a financial crisis and watch out for the housing bubble. When that came about, all of a sudden the people started saying, you know, that's what these Austrian free market economists have been talking about. Let's talk more to them, and this is what's happening. The people are paying attention. Who would have ever dreamed that 5 or 10 years ago that we would ever make the Federal Reserve an issue in a presidential campaign?